the great Persian Empire, King Sharman ruled with honor beside his brother Nizam. Though he had two sons who brought him endless joy, I would soon learn that he still felt a space in his heart, one that fate chose me to fill. My tale begins as a young orphan boy in the slums of Nassaf, Persia. I lived with my closest friend, Bis. One day, he caused trouble and faced punishment, but before the guards could act, I stepped forward to defend him. Our scuffle drew the city guards, who quickly gave chase. I ran, but they caught me. Just then, from the shadows, emerged the king of Persia himself. He had seen everything with his own eyes and said nothing at first. He praised my courage and did the unthinkable. He adopted me into the royal family, though I had no royal blood. 15 years later, I stand here not as a street boy, but as a prince of Persia. I rode alongside my royal-born brothers Tus, hungry for the crown, and Garsiv, always reckless, desperate to earn respect. Together, we attended a war council, where a spy reported Alamut's caravan was smuggling weapons to Persia's enemies. That changed everything. Sensing war was near, I suggested a peaceful solution, but my uncle Nizam, the royal advisor, rejected it. Tus, the heir to the throne, ordered an assault on the sacred city of Alamut, and the drums of war began to beat. When the battle started, I disobeyed orders and led the first charge. I climbed the city walls with my men, overpowered the watchtower guards, and opened the gates from inside, securing our way in. As I opened the city, Tus led the full army inside. Alamut fell quickly. Princess Tamina, realizing the danger, ordered a royal guard to hide a mystical relic, the Dagger of Time, before it could fall into our hands. I intercepted that guard, fought him, and took the dagger, never realizing its power. Though we seized the city, Tamina insisted there were no weapon forges. Her denial only deepened the mystery around this hidden place. To unite our kingdoms, Tus proposed marriage to Tamina. She hesitated until her eyes caught the dagger I carried. That changed everything. Later, Tus asked me to present a ceremonial robe to our father, King Sharaman, at the royal banquet that followed. At the celebration banquet, I offered the robe and presented Princess Tamina. But to everyone's shock, the king gave her to me instead, saying Tus had enough wives already. I stood stunned as fate shifted again. Then, in a horrifying instant, the robe burned our father alive. I didn't know it then, but the robe was poisoned. They called me a murderer. As chaos broke out, I fled with Tamina while Bis and many loyal men gave their lives so we could escape. With King Sharaman gone, Tus claimed the throne and placed a bounty on my head. I couldn't run forever. Determined to prove my innocence, I journeyed with Tamina, who, to my surprise, seemed more concerned about protecting the dagger. That night, she tried seduction to take the dagger from me. When that failed, she didn't hesitate to use force instead. We struggled.
Perhaps we can find another solution.
In the heat of it, I accidentally pressed the dagger's jewel and time rewound. Just moments, but enough to fix a mistake. I stood in shock, realizing its power was real but limited by the sacred sand within its handle.
Well, the solution would be to kiss me, then kill me. But I have a better solution. I kill you! Give back what you stole, Persian!
Did you see that?
See what?
Go for that sword again, and I swear I'll break your arm.
Again? If you supple the sand!
What? What is this? Incredible.
It finally made sense. Nizam had framed me. He wanted the throne and the dagger. The next morning, I saddled up and rode straight for Avrat. I needed answers. I needed to face him before it was too late. On the road, I tried filling the dagger with normal sand, but nothing happened. In the Valley of Slaves, Tamina outsmarted me, knocked me out, stole the dagger on my horse, and left me there to rot in the desert. That's when I met Sheikh Amar, a sly merchant bandit who ran ostrich races, and his sharp-eyed friend, Sesso, from the Ingbaka tribe. After catching up with Tamina, I traded her to the Sheikh, just to earn some food and shelter. Soon, I discovered Tamina had hidden sacred sand. But before I could act, Amar tried to turn me in for the bounty. His plan failed, though not everything goes their way. Tamina and I escaped and reached Avrat for the king's funeral. Inside the city, I quietly arranged to meet Nizam, hoping to speak privately and clear my name. But as I searched for the dagger, I realized it was missing. Then I noticed the burn marks on Nizam's hands. It hit me, he had killed my father. But before I could act, Nizam sprung a trap, and I was forced to fight Garsev. I defeated Garsev but spared him. I couldn't kill my own brother. Knowing I had learned the truth, Nizam tried convincing King Tos and Garsev to kill me without a trial, fearing I'd spark rebellion. When that failed, Nizam sent the Hassan's elite assassins, long thought disbanded, but he had secretly kept them alive. I found Tamina, scolded her for stealing the dagger, and told her everything about the betrayal and the power hidden beneath Alamut. I told her the truth. Nizam had faked the intelligence that justified Alamut's attack. His real goal was the sandglass hidden beneath the city. If he uses the dagger to pierce it, he can go back before saving Sheriman from the lion and become heir to the Persian throne. As a summoned sandstorm approached, Tamina and I took shelter in a tent. That's when she opened up, revealing the true secret behind the sandglass, something far more dangerous than I ever imagined. She told me it held the living heart of the sands of time, crafted by the gods to punish human greed. Once, a pure-hearted girl sacrificed herself to convince the gods to seal the sands away forever. If the dagger pierces the sandglass, the sands would spill out and destroy the world. But whoever holds the dagger could turn time back however far they desire. That power alone could reshape everything. That night, something changed. Trust began to grow between us. I started to feel something deeper for her, and we made a pact to protect the dagger together. On our way to a hidden temple in Alamut to return the dagger to the sacred stone, we were captured by Sheikh Amar, Sesso, and their men furious about the chaos we'd caused at the racetrack. They planned to trade us in for the bounty. That night, as everyone slept, the leader of the Hassans attacked, commanding a horde of vipers. Many in our group were killed until I used the dagger to rewind time, knowing this horror couldn't happen again. Prepared this time, I destroyed every snake alone, saving Sesso's life in the process. The Hassan leader vanished into a whirling sandstorm, retreating like a ghost. The next day, we finally reached the temple to return the dagger. Sheikh Amar and his men joined us, hoping to find treasure. But Tamina revealed the truth. To seal the dagger, she would need to give up her life. Just before we completed the ritual, Garsev's soldiers ambushed us. I convinced Garsev I was innocent, but before we could move forward, he was struck down by the deadly spiked blades of a Hassan assassin. A fierce fight erupted. The Hassans slaughtered many, and their leader sent a snake slithering over Tamina's unconscious body to steal the dagger of time right from her side. Another assassin came for me, but Garsev, wounded and dying, saved me with his final act. Back in Alamut, the Hassan leader sliced open the viper and handed the dagger to Nizam, who accepted it with a twisted smile. Nizam began digging a tunnel beneath the city to reach the sandglass. Meanwhile, Tamina, Sheikh Amar, Sesso, and I returned to Alamut to reveal his betrayal and take back what was ours. The dagger had been moved to the high temple guarded by the very assassin who killed Garsev. Sesso faced him in a deadly standoff, ready to end what began that night. With one perfect throw, Sesso struck the killer, but the assassin's blade had already pierced him. With his dying breath, Sesso hurled the dagger out a window to Sheikh Amar and me. Sheikh Amar distracted the guards, buying us time. I reached Tuss and did the unthinkable, stabbed myself to prove the dagger's power and the truth I carried all this time. Horrified, Tuss used the dagger to rewind time, witnessing my truth for himself. But before he could act, Nizam appeared and murdered him without hesitation. I was held down by a Hassan assassin. Nizam left me to die, focused only on reaching the sandglass. But with Tamina's help, I overcame the assassin and rose again. Tamina recognized the assassin. He had once been a temple priest. He must have been the one who told Nizam about the dagger. Nizam descended toward the sandglass using a pulley system. Tamina and I raced through a hidden passage to cut him off, but we were met by the Hassan leader himself, determined to stop us before we reached the chamber. In the brutal fight, a snake slithered from his robe toward me, but Tamina redirected it, and it bit its master instead. I drove my blade into him and hurled him into the abyss. We arrived just as Nizam stabbed the sandglass. Tamina begged him not to unleash the sands and doom the world, but he struck her, sending her tumbling toward the ledge. I caught her hand, desperate to hold on, but she knew I couldn't stop Nizam and save her. She told me she loved me and then let go, sacrificing herself to stop him. Grief consumed me. I seized the dagger, grabbing Nizam with me. I pressed the jewel, unleashing the sands of time and reversing it, all determined to rewrite this tragedy. As the sandglass cracked, Alamut was engulfed by a storm, but I succeeded. Time rewound to when I first held the dagger. Armed with the truth, I exposed Nizam's betrayal to my brothers and changed our fate forever. I revealed a private moment between Tuss and our father, something only someone who had seen the future could know. That was enough. Tuss stepped in just as Nizam lunged and he struck down our uncle himself. After apologizing to Princess Tamina for what we'd done to her city, Tuss offered a new path uniting our kingdoms through marriage. He suggested she become my wife as a true sign of peace between us. I gave her back the dagger of time, not as a weapon, but as a gift. She looked at me, surprised by the change in me, and hinted that I seemed to have learned something deeper. I smiled and told her, "We shape our own destiny." As our hands met and our eyes locked, I felt for the first time that we might truly have a future together. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, my friend, I'll see you in the next adventure.